Inverse function. Inverse function is a relation formed when the independent variables is exchanged with the dependent variables in a given relation. Remember, the inverse of a function may not be always be a function. So f of x with y and interchange x and y and solve for the new y from the equation in step 2 and replace the new y with f to the power of -1 quantity x if the inverse is a function. So f of x equals x to the power of 3 minus 3 over 15. So interchange x and y equals x to the power of 3 minus 3 over 15, and x equals y to the power of 3 minus 3 over 15, and quantity x equals y to the power of 3 minus 3 over 15, and copy the denominator 15, and 15x equals y to the power of 3 minus 3, and square root 15x plus 3 equals square root y to the power of 3. So 3 cancel out. So square root of 15x plus 3 equals y, and y equals 15x plus 3. So the f of the power of negative to the power of -1 quantity x equals square root of 15x plus 3. So checking inverse function f of x equals x to the power of 3 minus 3 over 15, and x is equals to square root 15x plus 3. Quantity is square root 15x plus 3 to the power of 3 minus 3, and 15x plus 3 minus 3 over 15, and 15x over 15 cancel 15 equals x. So this is a inverse. So number 2, f to the power of -1 quantity x equals square root of 15x plus 3, and x equals x to the power of 3 minus 3 over 15. Excuse me. So again, the number 2 checking inverse function evaluation is f to the power of -1 quantity x equals square root 15x plus 3, and x is equal to x to the power of 3 minus 3 over 15, and equals square root of 15 quantity x to the power of 3 minus 3 over 15 plus 3. Square root of x to the power of 3 minus 3 plus 3, and square root of x to the power of 3 square root of the x square root of the 3x to the power of 3 cancel out 3 to 3, and the answer is x. So this is inverse.
Go.
Inverse function. This is another example of inverse function. So f of x with y and interchange x and y and solve for the new y with the equation in step 2, and solve and replace the new y with f to the power of -1 quantity x if the inverse is a function. So f of x is equal to 9x plus 4 over 5 plus 7. So interchange x and y. So y is equals to 9x plus 4 over 5 plus 7, and x equals 9y plus 4 over 5 plus 7. And choose for simplified, separate the system to the other. Quantity x equal 9y plus 4 over 5 plus 7. So copy the denominator and copy the 5 in this area. Cancel out 5. So 5x is equal 9y plus 4 plus 35, and 5x equals 9y plus 39. And simplifying, 5x minus 39 over 9 and equals 9y over 9. So cancel out 9, and y equals 5x minus 39 over 9, and change y to f to the power of negative 1 quantity x. So f to the power of negative 1 quantity x equals 5x minus 39 over 9. So let's proceed the checking of inverse function. First, solve for f of x when x is f to the power of negative 1 quantity x. F of x equals 9x plus 4 over 5 plus 7, and x is equal 5x minus 39 over 9. So equals quantity 5x minus 39 over 9 over 5 plus 4, and 5 times 7 plus 35. So 9, write the 9 and cancel out of 9, and 5x minus 39 plus 4 over 5 plus 7, and 5x minus 35 over 5 plus 7, and simplifying, equals x minus 7 plus 7 is equals x. So this number 2, checking evaluation. Solve for f to the power of negative 1 quantity x when x is f of x. So f to the power of negative 1 quantity x equals 5x minus 39 over 9, and 9x plus 4 over 5 plus 7 equals quantity 9x plus 4 over 5 and over 9 plus 7 and minus 39. So 5 cancel out, I equals 9x plus 4, 5 times 7 plus 35 minus 39 over 9 equals 9x plus 39 minus 39 over 9 equals 9x over 9, cancel out. So the answer is x. This is an inverse. So this is another example of inverse fraction. The role of inverse fraction is f of x with y, and interchange x and y and solve for the new y from the equation of the step 2, and solve and replace the new y with f to the negative 1 quantity x if the inverse is a function. So let's start number 1. F of x equals x plus quantity x plus 2 to the power of 3. Interchange x and y. So y equals quantity x plus 2 to the power of 3, and x equals y plus 2 to the power of 3. So simplify, the square root of the power of 3, x equals y plus 2, and square root of the power of 3x minus 2 equals y. So the inverse function equals square root of the power of 3 x minus 2. So let's proceed to the checking. So solve for the f of x when x is f to the power of negative 1 and quantity x. So f of x to the power of negative 1 quantity x, and quantity f to the power of negative 1 quantity x, and f quantity x minus 3 over 2 equals x minus 3 quantity x minus 3 over 2 plus 3. So copy the denominator, 2 cancel out equals x minus 3 plus 3 equals x. So this is inverse. So let's proceed the checking of number 2. Solve the f to the power of negative 1 when x is f of x. So f to the power of negative 1 and quantity x equals square root to the power of 3x minus 2, and f of x equals quantity x plus 2 to the power of 3, and f quantity f to the power of negative 1 quantity x, and f quantity square root to the power of 3 x minus 2, and simplify, and quantity square root to the power of 3 x minus 2 plus 2 to the power of 3. So equals quantity square root to the power of 3x equals to the power of 3. So cancel out 3, and so this is the answer x. So this is inverse function.
So hi, good afternoon everyone. My name is Mariam S. Guyan. So today we are discuss about inverse function, but I have some example here, and before that we have some rules to find inverse function. The first rule is change f of x to y and interchange x and y. Solve f of x to y and replace f of x to the power of negative 1. So, okay, this is the example. The first example is f of x equals 7x plus 4. Then, interchange x and y and x. So, we write here this y equals 7x plus 4 and x equals 7, y plus 4. So, x minus 4 rather, x minus 4 over 7 equals 7y over 7. So cancel the 7, and x minus 4 over 7 equals y. So y equals x minus 4 over 7. So we were going to write f of x to the power of negative 1 equals x minus 4 over 7. So this is the inverse function. So let's do the checking. F of x equals 7x plus 4, and x equals x minus 4 over 7, and 7x minus 4 over 7 plus 4, and x minus 4 plus 4. So cancel the 4, and this is the inverse. So this is the number 2 checking. Is we are going to write f of x to the power of negative 1 equals x minus 4 over 7, and x equals 7x plus 4. Then so we were going to write 7x and plus 4, then minus 4 over 7. So 7x over 7, cancel the 7, and the result here is x. So this is the inverse function. So thank you guys. I hope you like it.
Okay, so hi guys, I'm Jennifer Petras, and today we're going to tackle about inverse of a function. So to find the inverse formula of a function, there's 4 steps. First, replace f of x with y. Second, interchange x and y. Then third, solve the equation for y. Then fourth, replace y with the notation for inverse of x. Okay, so number 4 is replace y with the notation f inverse of x. So we should gonna read this one as a inverse function of x, not f to the power of negative 1. That was wrong. Okay, so let's find the inverse of this function. Fx equals x plus 4. Na-play mo?
So
let's find the inverse formula of this function. F of x is equal to x plus 4. Then the first thing we've do is to replace fx with y. Let me see. Okay, second step, interchange the x and y. Change. Then the third step is to do whatever it takes to solve for y. In other words, get y by itself. Now, what's keeping y by itself? You see it. So subtract 4 from both sides, and y will equal to x minus 4. Okay, fourth step is to replace the y part with the notation for that f inverse of Okay, let's do the checking. So we're gonna take the inverse of the original function. Now the inverse function x minus 4. So we're gonna replace x minus 4, the x portion of that with the original function. And let's see that I already answered it. And now we'll simplify and look what I end up getting back to x. That's how I know and check if
Topic of inverse function. F of x is equal to 9x plus 2. Interchange the x to y. So y is equal 9x plus 2 and x is equal 9y plus 2. So
Start.
So simplify x minus 2 over 9 equals 9y all over 9. So cancel out 9. Cancel out 9.
Start.
So y is equals x minus 2 all over 9.
Start, Tipos.
The inverse function is equals x minus 2 all over 9. Let's proceed the second checking. F raised to the power of negative 1 quantity x is equal x minus 2 over 9. And f raised to the power of negative 1 quantity x is equals 9x plus 2 minus 1. So f raised to the power of negative 1 quantity x is equal x plus 2 minus 2. So the answer is f raised to the power of negative 1 quantity x is equal x. So this is the topic of inverse function.